Welcome to KrakenQuest. As you can see, I'm Red... Wait, no. So we are doing things a little bit differently this week. James can't make it. So Zeitgeist is going on a quick 1-week hiatus. And we are instead doing a little character building experiment I cooked up. It's going to be pretty simple. You'll see. It's a little weird, but the goal here is to end up with the backgrounds of 4 interconnected characters.
Which is
that's
already
the goal.
More than we knew going in.
Yes, I have kept you in the dark, and I've kept you in the dark for a reason. And that is because this is a collective character building exercise. So each of you will have a character that is your character, but you will not be the only one making decisions for that character. Everyone is collectively going to build all 4 of these characters. Cool. So I wanted to keep everyone in the dark as much as possible. I wanted to make sure everyone was going in with as little idea of a character as possible to make sure that we can really kind of come in with blank slates. And to that end, I also haven't told you what the setting is, and there's a reason for that. That's because we're going to be building the setting for this as well. Now, we're not going to be building a full setting, because that alone would take longer than 3 hours. But we don't really need to build a full setting, because we're not really building a full story either. We're just putting together the backgrounds for 4 characters that could be in a story. So we're just going to build just enough of a world that we could tell a story in. Okay. And we're going to do that as a collective exercise as well. I've prepared that as well. This is super simple, super short, but it does require us to get to the first thing, which is that y'all need to decide who is going to go next, essentially, in every situation. So there's a few different ways we can do that. The one thing I want to avoid is I want to avoid going in order. I want to mix up the order. I think that that's going to make for more interesting decisions later on. So I'm going to suggest a few different ways that could accomplish this goal. And then I'm going to throw it to y'all. And y'all are going to discuss it amongst yourselves and decide what method you want to use. You can pick one of the ones that I suggest, or you can pick your own. Y'all got 4 brains to my 1, so I'm confident you can come up with something I don't. But I'm going to suggest 3 methods. The first is the
empty our minds.
Yeah, I threw out my brain.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. Then just speak as the spirit moves you, I guess. So the first. The first method I'm going to suggest is the popcorn method. You might remember this from 9th grade lit class. This is where after it's your turn, you appoint the next person whose turn it's going to be. The next method would be determining randomly. I can just roll it. I got some dice here. I can just roll for who goes next. That works just fine. And I forgot what the other one I was going to suggest was. So
are you sure it's 1 brain to 3, or is it half a brain to none?
I think it's dad brain to 4.
Yeah, it's dad brain to 4. It's fine. I forgot what the other one was. That's fine. Like I said, you don't actually have to pick one of the ones I suggested. Y'all can come up with your own. And speaking of y'all, let's go through here, because my players for this experiment are going to be Redbeard.
Hi, I'm Redbeard.
Avani.
We didn't hear that.
Is Avani there?
Yeah.
Oh no.
There you are.
Ah, perfect. Catherine.
Y'all disappeared on me.
Oh.
The internet doesn't love us tonight, but Catherine and Sam.
I am the cause of and solution to some of life's problems.
All right. So those are the two methods that I recommend picking one of those two things or something else. Just keep in mind, I don't want us to go in the same order every round. This is going to go in rounds. Everyone will get a turn each round. I don't want to go in the same order every round. And I throw it to y'all.
I'm happy either way. With popcorn, I guess Carter gets to choose how we start each time, which I think could be fun.
I will for popcorn. I will choose just for the first one, and then after that, whoever goes last in the previous round chooses the first person for the next round.
Yeah, I'm fine with that, but I also think random could be fun.
Yeah, I like truly random personally.
Random.
I think we should have an all-out battle royale to see the winner of each round.
All right, so let's play. I was gonna say let's play Among Us.
Yeah.
For 3 hours.
I mean, if we want to get viewers, yeah.
Play Among Us for 3 hours,
Right.
and at the end of every round, whoever
win?
won that round.
Do I win?
Yeah.
I think I've got a sword around here or something.
Pow.
It also makes noise.
I think someone should roll dice tonight.
Final
Alright, do y'all
Destination
wanna-
Fox only, no items.
I mean, that's how I play the game.
So do y'all want to vote out? Does anyone have any other ideas?
Nope, I'm happy with random.
Yeah.
All right. Seems like most people are happy with random. Chris, you good with that?
Yeah, sure.
Excellent. Okay, so during each round, I will randomly determine what order everyone goes in, and the questions will sometimes be the same in a round, and will sometimes be different. Most of the time, they will be different. And to start, we aren't doing our characters yet. To start, we need a world, a setting to put them in. And so... Poor baby. All right.
Poor baby Kai.
He wanted his turtle. All right.
It's so hard to be a baby.
It really is. I mean, everything is the worst thing that's ever happened to you.
I mean, technically.
Not wrong.
Yeah.
All right. So 1, 2, 3. Catherine, you are going to get the first question about our world. And that is going to be, I want you to determine the scale of our world. So this can be pretty much whatever you want. Technically, this is the scale of our setting. It could be, the size of a room. It could be just a room. It could be an entire multiverse. Given that we are trying to, throw this together quickly, I encourage you to pick something on the smaller end of that spectrum. It's a pretty wide spectrum, though. And it's up to you. If you want to go multiverse, we're going multiverse. If you want to go, small room, we're going small room. Anything in between there is fair game. What do you want to do?
Large capital city.
Large capital city. Perfect. All right, so we are set in a large capital city. The next thing that we need is a theme, and so that'd be Chris. Chris, I want you to tell us the theme of this world. Are we in high fantasy, low fantasy, dark fantasy? Are we in sci-fi? Are we in bright sci-fi, dark sci-fi, gritty sci-fi? Are we post-apocalyptic? You get the idea.
My first thing that pops in my head is like a kind of maybe later than like your standard low fantasy kind of technology level, like
we're going to get to
technology
level is actually going to be a different question. Yeah, technology level is actually going to be its own question. For this, I just want the theme.
Okay. I'm thinking like a I don't know how how a lot of the theme examples you were giving kind of fit in with technology level, so I'm not sure how I do one without the other.
Sure. So for an example, Star Wars is high fantasy with far future technology level. And obviously Lord of the Rings would be far future with vaguely medievalish technology level, or it would be high fantasy with vaguely medievalish technology level.
Okay.
So like high fantasy has to do with like the presence of magical elements. High versus low is like the presence of magical elements.
Okay, and that's what we're looking for with the theme is more the magic level.
Potentially
Or
the magic level,
special ability level. Like magic could
Or
also
like if
be.
it, or like like Big O would be like a high technology noir setting, like the
yeah, and there's also if we're talking about like post-apocalyptic, like Mad Max would be post-apocalyptic theme with like 80s era technology.
Sure.
Whereas like I'm trying to think of other post-apocalypses here. Someone help me out.
Fallout.
Yeah, Fallout's a great example. Fallout is post-apocalyptic theme with vaguely 50s era technology.
Okay.
50s sci-fi technology.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
What?
But yeah, these questions do bleed over each other some amount.
Sure. I think like something like nautical mercantile. Is that kind of a
work? Yeah, nautical theme is perfect. Yeah, I'm into it. Okay, so we've got a large capital city with a nautically themed setting. So there's a lot we can do with this still. Maybe the city is on the water, maybe it's in the water, maybe it's floating above the water, maybe it's below the water. There's still a lot we could find out. This could be far future. Maybe it's nautically themed on the Sea of Stars. There's a lot we can do here. I like this. All right, so let's see. We've got Avani, we've got Sam. We'll go high, low. High is Sam. So Sam, we were mentioning this just a moment ago. I want you to tell me what is the technology level of our setting. And this can be whatever you want, and we will make it work with the other questions.
So with the mercantile water one, my brain just immediately goes to like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay. So like Age of Exploration kind of thing?
Age of Exploration, pirate, just classical pirates, growing industry. You still got some undeveloped civilizations in the world.
Here there be monsters.
Yeah, there's still some mystery out there on the edges of the map.
Sure.
Excellent. All right, so we've got Age of Exploration. Now, the last question is a little bit different, and Vonnie, of course, this one's going to be yours, but it is a little bit different because it has less to do with the setting itself, but it's going to be helpful for making our characters later on, because I want you to tell me what genre of story are we going to tell in this setting? What genre of story are we going to be telling here?
Horror.
Horror. Beautiful. Love it. All right.
Love it.
Of course, of the Game of Body. That's where we're going.
All right.
Look, if
you don't have to be, but do you want to be more specific? Because there are a lot of different subgenres of horror. You don't have to be.
I would say suspenseful horror.
All right. Excellent.
Like kind of like mystery thriller, or like
yeah, more towards like mystery and just discovery.
Okay. Okay. All right.
But yeah,
Like
no, not gonna lie.
thriller.
With what Sam said about the pirates thing, I was 100% thinking Treasure Planet with pirate stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. So the things we know about this world, we are on the scale of a large capital city. We are in a nautical world. So everything about this setting, everything about the city is somehow revolves around the ocean or seafaring or trade. That's a big part of this setting. That's the major theme. We're in the age of exploration, so tall sailing ships, cannons, that sort of thing. Smoothbore flintlock pistols. And we know that we're going to be making characters that are going to be going through a horror thriller kind of story. And again, that's not, or rather, let me back that up. Let me take that sentence again. I didn't like how I started that. What I want to stress about these is that these are guidelines, not restrictions. So these should help inform our decisions as we go forward, building this world and building our characters. But these are not hard limits. If we want to, mention something that's a bit outside of our capital city, that's totally fine. If we want to have something that's, not totally nautical themed, that's fine. Even if we want to be a little, squishy with our technology level, that's fine too. Even the real world's a little squishy with technology.
True.
Cowboys, samurai, and the Empire State Building all existed at the same time.
The Last of the Pirates, too.
Yes.
And the Victorian gentleman thief.
Yep.
Yeah.
I also read that post.
I know.
All right. So for the questions for building our setting, each round, everyone is going to get the same question. This is not going to be true in most of the rounds of the character creation, but it is going to be true here. For round 1, when it gets to your turn, I want you to give me a feature of the setting. A feature is just a thing that you can say about the setting. So a feature could be a place. For this, maybe we want to have a specific harbor. You want to give it a name. A feature could be something that exists. If you want, it might be a little weird with our theme. I don't know if I would go with this for this setting, but this is up to y'all. If you want to say elves exist here, dragons exist here, that sort of thing, those would be features of the setting. So I think y'all kind of get the idea. And here's where I want to put in a first interlude where I want to say, try not to over detail your answers. The strength of our setting and our characters in this is going to come from layering simple answers. So you can go as detailed as you want anytime you answer a question, but I am going to advise trying to restrain yourself. I think it's easier to give too detailed an answer than it is to give not enough detail. Because remember, we've got 4 people that are all contributing to this, so we can always build on it later. All right. That said, we are in round 1, so let's see who goes next. All right. 4. So that would be Sam. Sam, I want you to give me a feature of this setting.
Fuck. Okay. Well, if we're exploring, let's have there be lands or areas that people come from, whatever race, and then like monster lands that people go expedition to because there's valuable stuff there.
Okay, so this is there's kind of like a new world, kind of deal,
kind of a new world or
so our setting,
world.
So our setting is a large capital city. Are we a large capital city in the old world that is sending ships, or are we a large capital city in the new world? Like, are we on the new world?
We are kind of the Independence, Missouri, the place where people get all their stuff together to go on this.
Okay, all right. So we are like we're either near or adjacent to what I'm going to call Exploration World.
The gateway to the west.
All right. Excellent. I like the phrase gateway. So gateway to... I'm going to put this in quotes for now. Exploration World. And we can name that later. All right. Beautiful. And... 2, 3, 4. Avani, I want you to give me a feature of this world. Or of this city. We are in a city. We haven't named it yet, but we're in a city.
The harbor in the city is a crescent shape.
Okay. Crescent-shaped harbor. All right. And then go high, low. Hi, Catherine. I want you to give me a feature.
I'm just going to share things as I'm typing them out. Just to have
cool.
another
Yeah.
thing. It's also on the stream.
I want like trolley cars in the city for some reason.
Trolley cars. All right.
Too high concept.
Well, that's why I was saying when I was saying you can be as detailed or not as you like.
I know, it's just funny.
Again, not important. It's something I want.
Excellent. All right, so trolley cars are a thing that exists. Excellent. And Chris, you're the only one who hasn't gone this round, so you go next. Give me a feature of this city.
The city is run by a series of guilds.
Okay, all right.
That control, have all the power, control various aspects of the city.
Okay.
There's a word for
I'm
guildiarchy, I guess.
I think there is a term for that, but
looking it up.
What it is. All right, thank you. When you've got that, let us know. In the meantime, we are going to move on to round 2, and round 2 is special because we can do this just once, or we can repeat it if we feel like we need to. I think we might be good after just once, but we'll see. Round 2, you can give me either a new feature, or you can give me a detail. A detail is an aspect of a feature. So, like if you wanted to say, if you wanted to give me a detail, we said that this was a gateway to the exploration world. If you want to give me a detail, maybe name the new world, or maybe what we call it. Trolley cars, you could give me a detail of the trolley car. Do they run on time? Do they run erratically? Do they run on electricity? Do they run on coal? The crescent-shaped harbor, you could name the harbor, you could name the ocean that it's on, you could tell me something about the water, tell me something about the life there, tell me something about the ships there. We said that it's run by a guild. You could tell me, is this unofficial coalition? Is this did this just kind of happen by coincidence? Are these competing guilds? Are they cooperative guilds? Is there an unusual guild in there that you wouldn't expect to see, like the Guild of Tallow Renderers or something like that? Or you can give me a new feature if there's another feature that you want in the setting. So round 2 is either a feature or a detail. And for the first person to give us our feature or detail, we've got Catherine. You can choose either a feature or a detail.
I've got mine. Don't fuck it up.
The oceans are purple.
Okay. Do you want that as... Because this could kind of go either way. Do you want that as its own feature, or do you want that as a detail of the harbor? It doesn't really make much of a difference, I don't think, but we'll see. Because that could kind of go either way in this specific instance.
It could. I'm going to say all the oceans are purple. Like a deep... Rather than going towards blue-green, it goes towards blue-red, so they're deeper.
All right, so that's just a feature of this setting.
Feature of the setting.
Oceans are purple. Excellent. All right. Who's next? That's Chris. Go ahead and give me a feature or detail.
Okay. I guess I should mark these as whether they're a feature or a detail, but I'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, it doesn't super matter, and I have it marked in my notes if you ever get confused.
Yeah, because can there be a detail on a detail?
There can be more than one detail on the same feature.
Mhm.
So essentially, yes.
Okay. I can spell.
Spelling is overrated.
Yeah, I agree.
So I just
The
looked at your
monsters are
stream. Are you doing
giants.
this in Notepad?
Notepad plus
All right.
plus.
Notepad what?
Notepad plus plus. Excellent. Okay, so that would be a detail of there are monsters in the exploration world that are giant. Is what you're going with? Or is that just a feature of the setting, is that all monsters are giant?
I was doing it as a detail on the monstrous
Exploration
lands.
world?
Or the exploration. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, no, I got yeah, we're on the same page. All right, so in the exploration world, there are is it that there are giant monsters or that all of the monsters are giant?
All of them are giant.
All of them are giant. All right, excellent.
Are we building a Stera right now?
What is a Stera?
I don't even know what that is, so sure.
Is this Monster Hunter?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
a little bit actually. How about
I was
that?
thinking more giant, but
You were thinking actual bipedal humanoid giant.
well, not necessarily bipedal giant, but like more
Just like-
giant than a Monster Hunter monster.
Like, yeah, like big, like Shadow of the Colossus or bigger
exactly
big.
what I was
Yeah,
gonna say.
exactly.
Like kaiju.
Yes.
All right, excellent. Okay, I'm just going to put kaiju here. Because that's going to put in my mind what the scale is.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys want to build pirate ship mechs?
Yes.
Yes, I absolutely do.
Well, fuck.
Okay. All right.
Happen.
So, Sam and Avani are the ones who haven't gone this round. So, Avani, you're next.
I'm gonna actually build off of Catherine's Oceans Are Purple.
All right.
And the reason why they're purple is because there is, or rather as far as this port itself is concerned, is that there's corals there that are getting smashed up with the ships that are coming in, which is causing them to break and pigment and
Okay. All right. So pigmented by broken corals. All right.
Yes,
Excellent.
That is sad.
I know. He loves sea life. Turtles are his favorite animal.
Yay!
I guess the one thing about using Notepad++ as a text editor is that it's going to suggest on every word that I type because it thinks that I'm programming. So it's trying to IntelliSense.
What happens if you just hit compile at the end of this?
I mean, nothing. But if something did happen, that would be interesting.
I know, right?
That's how our isekai starts.
That's true.
Okay, if I've been keeping track, Sam has not gone this round. So, Sam, please give me a feature or a
Isekai is
detail.
now raising my son in another world.
That my friends created. infuriated.
Raising my son in a
Giddy
world
girls
full
that
of
aren't
monsters.
interested in me but want to nurse my son. I was thinking, since the city's run by guilds, it is kind of a somewhat representative republic of, like, once guilds get to a certain size, they can kind of buy in, and their guild head gets to be part of the governing council.
Okay. All right. So, it's run by a council of the heads of the largest guilds.
Yes.
Okay. So we did round 2 once. So now we can either repeat round 2 or go to round 3, which is the final round where we can only add details. I think we actually have a fairly clear vision of this world, and we can go to round 3. What do y'all think?
I think so.
Yep.
Chris, Savani, are y'all good with that?
Yeah.
Or do you think we could use more features?
No, I think we can build from here pretty well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're going into round 3 now to go over the key features of our setting. Obviously, these are not the only things in the city, but these are key features. So these are things that are very important to the setting, which, again, guideline, not restriction. Thing to keep in mind, but we can go outside of this. But we are the gateway to a world of exploration. That is very important to the city. There are trolley cars. That's very important to the city. The harbor is a large crescent-shaped harbor. Or actually, we don't have the detail that's large. It may or may not be large, but it's a crescent-shaped harbor. It is run by a council of the heads of the largest guilds, so they're very politically important. That's important to our city. And the oceans are purple and pigmented by broken corals. So all of these things are things that are important to our city. And we're going to do one more round of adding some more details to these. So we can't add any new features. We have to add these as details. This is the only time that the difference between details and features really matters. Is that we don't want to add any more important features. We just want details here. Okay. So, Avani, please give me a detail on one of our 5 features. If at any point you want me to read out anything that's on the notes, just let me know.
Oh no, I have it pulled up. I'm reading it as well.
Excellent.
Yeah, my notations, I have the asterisks with features and pluses with details.
I'm going to be off camera for a moment. I can still hear everything.
Cool.
So, continue on. I'm still here. I'm just off camera.
I'm trying to think of, like, building off of what we have already.
I'm sorry. While I was moving, I accidentally muted my headphones for a moment. So if you said anything, despite the fact that I said I could hear you, I in fact could not.
So that was a lie.
Wow, lying to us already,
was-
Carter.
It was. I didn't intend to, but I did in fact lie to you. I am sorry. So what was the detail?
She hasn't said yet.
She hasn't said
Yeah,
yet.
I haven't said it yet.
She's been pondering.
Yes.
Excellent. Pondering is good.
I say that the monsters don't necessarily migrate towards where the city is. Like, it's clear that they're not aiming to destroy it. Like, they are not trying to destroy the city so much as they are there, and we are going to invade them.
So the monsters don't encroach on the city for whatever reason.
Yes.
Excellent.
So we are not Attack on Titan.
Good.
We are hunting
Um,
them for profit or for something else. Yeah.
for the glory of our guilds, perhaps.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got Chris. Please
Okay.
give me a detail.
The trolley cars and similar technologies run
Mhm.
on a resource that is taken from the monstrous lands. The
Ooh,
exploration.
okay.
Yep. I thought we might be headed in that direction.
Yeah, I mean this makes a lot of sense. I like this. It explains why we're here. Even though there are these, enormous monsters that we have to contend with, there's some valuable resource. Maybe it's an energy source, maybe it's some kind of special material that has special material properties. But there's something there that lets us run like trolley cars and stuff in the age of exploration. I love it. All right, and so we're gonna go high low. Low. Catherine, give me one more detail.
I have no idea. I've had ideas this whole time.
Yeah, it's tough. This is largely an improv game. Um, collective world building. Collective world building is something that I always find interesting, but very difficult. Because you have to, you can't fully own your ideas, and that's always hard. And it's like you don't, when somebody else mentions something cool, you don't want to don't want to go too far modifying it because you don't want to step on their toes. But that's the thing with this. There are no toes to step on. Step away. Because this belongs equally to all of you, and nothing is precious.
Yet.
Yeah, but that's also being an experiment. Is that if we hate this world and we hate these characters, we never have to do anything with these again.
True.
It's like there's no plan to do anything with this. If at the end of this, we end up wanting to do something with this world and these characters, we've got the option, I guess. But like, there's no plan to do anything with them. So if we fuck this up, who cares?
Which features have we created details for so far? Monsterlands,
Yeah. So we
trolley cars.
everything but the harbor. We have no details on the harbor currently.
Oh yeah.
And technically, oh no, never mind.
Let's say it's a big ass harbor
All right.
that most of the city is around the harbor.
Oh, okay. All right.
Almost every part of the city has harbor access.
Oh, okay. I like this. All right. So it's an enormous harbor that the city is built around. I can't type. Typing is hard.
Now I'm trying to pick between two details. I got two that I really like.
Well, I've got good news for you. It's time to pick because it is in fact your turn.
I know.
Go ahead, Sam. Give us the final detail of this world.
Okay. Can I bring this up for discussion?
Yeah. So I was going to mention this in a little bit because it really matters on the characters more than this. But there are actually rules-ish for collaboration on this, which is that while it's someone else's turn, you are not to give suggestions unless that person asks for it. If it is your turn and you want to ask for a suggestion, you can ask anyone for a suggestion. You ask a person directly for a suggestion. They give a suggestion. You can take it. You can not take it. You can ask somebody else for a suggestion.
Okay, so here's my two ideas, guys. One, the harbor, and now therefore the city, is kind of built in the shelter of and around the skeleton of what must have been this massive monster, which kind of represents the the living in this.
Sure, yeah.
Or this monster hunting is done with fleets, so as they have to haul the whole things back in one piece.
So Sam, I'm going to ask that you ask people. You ask one person. Yeah.
I like the first one better.
Yeah, I think I do too. Now that I've
To
said
be
it.
clear, you can ask more than one person.
Chris,
just
what
ask
do you-
one person at a time.
Sure.
Yeah, I say go with that the city is in kind of the remains of one of these.
Yeah, or at least like the harbor of it. It's probably built out from there, but kind of like a dead ancient colossus of roads.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll go with that. Vani, are you happy
All right.
with that?
So
I want you to be included.
the harbor is made from the corpse of a kaiju.
Yeah, it's kind of sheltered in it. Is what I was
Okay. All right. Excellent. Sheltered in the. Now, is this more of a corpse, or is this like a skeleton?
I'm thinking skeleton. Like this thing was ancient. Like
Excellent. All right.
no man killed this thing. It is like
it's bigger than the other.
the size of like one of the things we'd hunt today.
Okay.
Of an even bigger kaiju.
Like maybe when time started, something like this existed.
The Mega Megalodon.
Yeah.
How do we fight 100 kaiju with a kaiju 100 times bigger? Pacific Rim 5.
I'm gonna step away for a second and grab my dinner. I'll be right back.
I should have eaten something more substantial for dinner.
We got more of the pepper jellies.
Excellent. While stepping away is happening, I'm actually going to step away and pull my dinner out of the oven.
That's cool. Well, that's happening. I'm not going to go anywhere because I've got a cat.
Yeah.
And she's just purring away.
So, like, while I'm glad that I don't have the nugget anymore, I do miss cuddling with it.
Yeah.
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 Catherine, I'm torn because I want to stream with you again, but I feel like our lives are so busy now.
I am currently unemployed.
Yeah, but we have stuff going on 4 nights a week now.
It's true. We do.
So I guess we could do occasional Saturdays like we did with Oberdin. That was a lot of fun. I don't know what to talk about except for my birthday. But like, I don't think those plans need to be broadcast on Twitch and YouTube.
No, not so much.
My laptop with me. It can run Monster Hunter.
That's cool. All right, were you planning on coming over?
I am planning on coming for your birthday.
Well, right, I thought you said you had to leave after the movie.
No, I said if we were gonna do something in relation to what was that dumb thing that I said? Basically, if we did something God, I don't even remember, but no, that was a joke.
Oh, okay. Cool. So you would come over for the movie and then come over afterwards and chill with us.
Yes.
Cool.
Especially because I have found out that the 2 days for PTO that I transferred to this year, I have to use them by March 31st. So, like, you know,
Perfect.
Come spend the night over here. Sleep on our couch or our air mattress or something.
I will bring my own air mattress. I love you guys, but I will bring my own air mattress.
That is a fair and reasonable choice.
Yeah.
What?
Nothing.
Where are we going to put all these people? I don't know. That's their problem. I have my own room. Or we'll just put all the girls in our bedroom. Me and all the guys will just fart in the living room all night.
Oh my god.
Okay.
No, last year was fun, but the fact that I was kind of just sunk into the air mattress, that wasn't fun.
Yeah.
Also, the air mattress got very cold.
I'm looking forward to being the only ones in a movie theater streaming Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Just yelling at the screen.
Sorry, folks. I'm back.
I am kind of looking forward to it, though. Like,
It's going to be a good time.
yeah.
But what the monsters we're hunting right now? We're hunting monsters in unnamed setting.
Yes. So we never actually named the city. So before we go on, who wants to give the city a name?
I don't name things good, so not me.
It doesn't have to be in order to this. Whoever comes up with a name first, just shout it out.
Gateway.
Gateway.
I like
All right.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gateway. Okay. So
Like it.
we are in the city of Gateway. Before we start on characters, I'm just going to run through the features and details of our setting. Real quick, just to have us in mind. We are in a large capital city named Gateway. We actually said it was a capital, and or I suppose that's really the size. It's the size of a capital city. We don't know if it's necessarily the capital of something.
The capital.
We'll find out, I guess. We know that we're in a nautically themed world. We are the gateway to an exploration world full of kaiju, technology, relatively era of exploration, and we've got a thriller horror themed, or we've got a thriller horror story that we're going to make some characters for.
Awesome.
This city
I almost
is
forgot
named
about that part.
Gateway.
Yeah, that part's gotten a little harder.
That part's not.
Well,
That-
here's the thing. We don't have to be characters that are going to go fight kaiju. We could just get up to shit in town.
That too.
Right. Or maybe you're characters who don't normally fight kaiju, and you end up in the world of exploration for some reason, and that would be scary as fuck. But like, we don't actually have to write the story. We're just writing the background. It's the genre is something to keep in mind, because if we're making a horror story, we might want to end up with different characters than if we wanted to make like an epic.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's a horror story tells us that our characters probably don't want to be too powerful.
Yeah. Too competent.
Exactly. And again, guideline, not restriction.
I am Marcus Rainier, Master Harpooner of the 8th Fleet. You don't want to be that
All right. So we will, but remember, we've got 4 people making 4 characters, but there's no one person making 1 character.
Right.
Yes.
Other things to remember: this city has trolley cars that run on an as yet still unnamed resource from the exploration world. The entire city is built out from a large crescent-shaped harbor that is sheltered inside the skeleton of an enormous kaiju, far larger than any monster seen today. The city itself is run by a council made up of the heads of the largest guilds. Guilds that get large enough can join the council. Guilds that shrink down fall out of favor. And the oceans are purple and are pigmented by the broken coral of the harbor. This is another important feature of the city of Gateway. Now, we are going to get into character creation proper, and we're actually about on time for what I had budgeted
It
for.
only took us an hour to get here.
Yeah, that's actually what I expected. I expect character creation to take. My estimate was around 90 minutes. We'll see. Obviously, we have a little more time than that based on our normal runtime. That was on purpose. Underestimations happen. All right, so for the character portion of this, I want everyone at the top of their paper to write the word character and put 4 lines under it. And next to that, I want you to write the word player, write 4 lines under that, and then put everyone's name in there. You can put the names in whatever order you want.
So I'm putting character 1, and then next to that, a 1 for player.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So you should have a column labeled character that has 4 blanks in it, and you should have a column labeled player that has each of y'all's
Table in
name.
here. Let's see if I remember how to do that. Ugh. Insert
No, format.
table.
Oh, or you can do it that way, I suppose.
Oh, wait, hang on. That needed to be 5 long.
Yes, it'll be 5 rows, 2 columns if you are doing it as a table.
All those computer classes are paying off.
And once we are done with that, we are going to go into the first round. This is going to work very similar to setting up the world. And then I'm going to go to each of you, each round. You're going to get a question. The additional mechanic, if you want to call it that, in this section is that before each question, with the exception of the last round, but we'll get there when we get there. Before each question, you will be asked to pick a character. That means one of the characters represented by one of the 4 of y'all. Obviously, at the moment, we know nothing about any of the characters. So when you start off, you are going to just be picking a player. You are picking the character that person eventually is going to have, but to start off with, you don't know anything about them. That's what we're going to discover as we go through.
So we're just assigning numbers, essentially.
At the moment, yes.
Okay.
Once we name the characters, you're going to add the characters' names into those 4 blanks.
Are you comfy, Leah? She is sitting on my leg. Like, her actual butt is sitting on my leg. And she's got her paws up on the table. Oh.
Adorable.
It turns out the answer to that was no.
No,
Okay.
instead she's going to lay on my paper.
Okay. So we are assigning randomly. So I'll roll randomly for who goes first. 1, 2, 3. Catherine. All right, Catherine, I want you to pick a character. Specifically, you are picking a character that you do not have a connection with, which right now is everyone.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Okay, what am I doing?
Are you saying to do it?
You are picking a character, which at the moment is just
Pick a
picking
number
a
between
player.
1 and 4. That's the character you're gonna get.
Well, but am I picking a player?
Yes.
Okay. Avani.
Okay. So now I want you to tell me, what is your relationship with that character? So what is your character's relationship with Avani's character? We don't know anything about your character. We don't know anything about Avani's character. But I want you to define for me the
Should I have
relationship.
our names put in the player column?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
Wait.
so
I'm not really sure
in
how
this
it's supposed to
section,
be set up at all.
Carter, are we supposed to have our names in the player column?
Yes.
yes,
Okay.
each of your names. So everyone's player column should, in some order, say Chris, Avani, Catherine, Sam.
Yes.
And so Catherine and Avani, both of you need to write down whatever Catherine says for this. Chris and Sam, you can write this down if you want to, but it doesn't directly pertain to the character that you are in charge of, so you don't have to. It's up to you. I'm going to be writing down everyone's connections.
Sure. Good-natured rivals.
All right. Good-natured rivals.
Like,
Perfect. I can't spell, but that's fine. All right. Catherine has gone this round. And Sam, choose a character who you do not have a connection with, which for you at the moment is everyone.
Cool. Well, I guess I'm gonna be the comedy character.
I just need you to pick
You gotta
someone right now.
I picked Avani.
oh,
All right.
I didn't hear you say that.
Sorry, in my head I did. I didn't say it.
Yeah.
You should all be psychic and hear that.
All right. Perhaps I should have specified pick a character out loud. All right. So you
My
picked
psychic
Avani,
field is
and
pretty
so, and what is your relationship with that character?
Let's say my character was bullied by Avani's character when they were children.
Okay. All right. All right. I like it. Though does that define your current relationship
A little bit.
with them? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So your current relationship is
Resentful.
well.
Well, we can.
We'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll have fun.
Yeah. We don't want to try to put too much detail right away. There are 7 rounds.
Good.
But your
My rewind was afraid of her.
but your current relationship is as former bully and victim. All right, excellent. And then we've still got Avani and Chris to go. So, Avani, pick a character who you do not have a connection with, which currently your only option is Chris because both Catherine and Sam picked you. And then tell me, what is your relationship with that character?
Best friends and bullied Sam's character together.
Okay. So I'm going to offer you best friends since childhood. How about that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And Chris, you're the only one who hasn't gone. Pick a character who you do not have a connection with, which for you is currently everyone except Ivani. So pick either Sam or Catherine.
I know. I'm trying to think of what would go with either of them from what we've kind of established as a framework so far.
I don't want you to worry about that so much, because like I said, there are 7 rounds. We've got lots of time to figure out what's where.
I know,
for this, I really want you...
I have to immediately say something else after I pick the person, so I'm trying to think of what I would say for each of those people.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and let you know. Other than this round, you're not going to know what the question is before you pick.
Okay. Doesn't change.
I kind of want you to get used to just picking someone and going with it. We kind of want to take this one question at a time, rather than trying to think ahead.
Okay. Well, I picked Catherine. Now I'm trying to think of something to associate.
All right.
A business partner.
All right. Excellent. Love it. And 3 are business partners. Okay. All right. So now we have a basic idea of what everyone's relationship, of what everyone's current relationship is. We're going to explore that a lot more deeply, and we're going to explore, the other ways you're interconnected as we go through. And in round 2, we are going to be talking about meetings and beginnings. All right. So we're going to start with 3. Catherine. So Catherine, pick a character that you have a connection with. So for you, that's either Chris or Ivani.
All right. Chris.
All right. I want you to tell me... First, I need to go high-low.
I'm a little confused on the intention of how this is supposed to be organized.
What do you mean? Oh, the notes can just go below. The top chart is just so you remember who's playing which character.
Okay. I'll switch to that.
Yeah, so for example, right now I have my chart set up pretty much the same way as yours, different order, but that doesn't matter. And then below that, I have written 2 and 3 are good-natured rivals, 2 bullied 4 as children, 1 and 2 are best friends since childhood, 1 and 3 are business partners.
Okay.
So I can go back and change those later. And like I mentioned, you can write down as many of these as you want. The only ones you have to write down are the ones that are relevant to your character. Though I do appreciate you writing down all of them, since your notes are the ones being shown to the stream. And actually, being in Notepad++ is going to be helpful for later when we name the characters.
When we compile this RPG.
Yeah, we just compile these notes and somehow we end up with a JRPG. I don't understand.
Wait, is this RPG Maker?
It'll have less bugs than Cyberpunk.
Okay. All right.
Topical jokes.
So
Maybe
we
like
were
2 or 3 weeks
on
ago.
Catherine. first question, and then you got the low result. So why was your first meeting memorable to you? Why was your first meeting with Chris memorable to you?
Because I saw him start a bar fight.
All right. All right. Excellent. So we know that Catherine's character saw Chris's character start a bar fight, and that's how they met. All right. So that was Catherine. Sam, you're next.
Mm-hmm.
Pick a character you have no connection with.
Catherine's character.
Okay. What had they heard about you prior to meeting you? So, what had Catherine's character heard about you before they ever met you? It doesn't matter if it's true or not. What had they heard about you?
I'm trying to think of something real without making a dumb joke.
You'll also notice as we go along, a lot of these questions are leading.
Yeah.
Like, now we know that your character had a reputation.
It's
We don't know what it was.
building a dread
But we know that
character.
they had one.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Let's say that he's a cheat.
Okay. So, Catherine's character had heard that you were a cheat before they met you. All right. Chris, pick a character. You can pick anyone you like.
Avani.
All right. How have they changed since they met you?
They've really gotten caught up in this rivalry.
Okay. So 2 has gotten more caught.
How have they changed since they met you? Well, they stopped pooping their pants.
Has gotten more caught up in the rivalry since meeting you. Okay. And then I believe Avani, you were the only one who hasn't gone this round?
Yes.
Okay. So pick a character you have no connection with. I believe you have connections with every character.
Yeah.
So you can pick whoever you like.
Sam.
All right. So for Sam's character, why don't they remember the first time they met you? Why don't they remember the first time they met you?
I can neither confirm nor deny that I may have thrown a large object at them and hit them square in the middle of the face. Neither confirm nor deny this.
Okay, so they don't remember the first time they met you because you gave them brain damage?
Yes.
All right, excellent. Okay.
As children.
It was not on purpose.
Not the
first
first
time.
We don't. Wait, did we establish that would have been when they were children?
I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, because they.
She was his childhood bully.
Yeah, so they
yeah.
must have met as children.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they were going to to go with, it was so long ago we just don't remember meeting, but brain damage works. That's the angle we're going with. That's the angle that it is. Once the question is answered, that answer is canon.
I can't wait for the end of my amnesia thriller where it's just, oh, I got hit with a rock. The old Goku.
Okay, so that was round 2, meetings and beginnings. We are now moving on to round 3, secrets and lies. All right, so we've got a low result on Sam. All right, so Sam, pick a character you don't have a connection with. Is there a character you still don't have a connection with?
Chris.
Do I have one with Chris? I don't think I do.
Does not look like it. Excellent. So you have no option but to pick Chris.
Yes.
Why don't you trust them anymore?
Let's see.
Why don't you trust them anymore?
Yeah. I think we worked together on something and they screwed me out of the profit somehow.
Okay. So, Chris...
I don't know how specific we want to get with these.
You are allowed to be as detailed as you like. I think that was good.
Okay.
Because like I said earlier, I think it's easier to get too detailed than it is to not give enough.
We're all a bunch of assholes.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that going in, but
Well,
So far, I'm not an asshole.
we said horror mystery, so that works for it.
yeah,
you
it
know?
does. Yeah, that's true. I'm loving this one. All right, so unscrewed for.
I just have a reputation as a cheat.
Sorry, real quick, what were the names of the rounds again?
Round 1 was called definitions. Round 2 was called meetings and beginnings. Round 3 is called secrets and lies.
Cool.
I don't think I should have worn this cape to keep warm because it's very comfy.
Are you falling asleep there?
A little bit.
Sleepy.
It's made out. It's made out of satin, but it's got this really nice fur blanket as the collar. And
By the
it's
way,
just-
now on the KrakenQuest store, we have KrakenQuest logo fleecy blankets.
We do?
I can
We
make
do.
those happen. I do have.
No, I'm not
I
joking.
do have a cricket.
Nice.
Wait, no, seriously?
Yes.
We don't have enough blankets for our house.
I want one. How do I get one? Send me a link.
Yeah, I
Put
think
the
there's a
link-
link in the thing below, but I'll
Link in chat.
share it in chat.
Um,
Yeah, there's a shop now button. The KrakenQuest store. They just added minky blankets.
Observe
Join
the rules
now.
we came up with today.
Nice.
neat.
Nice.
Oh,
Okay.
that's so cute.
So we are on. We've got a low result for Catherine. So Catherine, pick a character.
Sam.
All right.
No.
What secret are you keeping from them?
Ooh.
Oh, something that I meant to mention earlier and just totally got dad brained away. There is an alternate version of each question. So if I ask you a question and you just cannot possibly answer it, you can ask for the alternate version.
Okay.
And don't forget, you can also ask other people for suggestions.
Sure.
If you want to. You can ask someone else for a suggestion. You can even ask me for a suggestion if you want to. There's no requirement to do so.
I'm the one that cheated him out of the profits that he thinks Chris cheated him out of.
Ooh. Okay, interesting.
Now I'm an asshole with the rest of you guys.
Chris, I'm looking at our Stream Elements store and I don't see the minky blanket.
It's literally right there. You just scrolled over it.
Yeah, it kind of just looks like a
there it is.
a square
Never mind.
with the logo on it.
Yeah, it just looks like another shirt or a sticker. I know I could get a tank top. I'm gonna get a tank top.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I like the interplay we're building here. Okay, so who has not gone? Chris and Avani have not gone. So we got high result for Chris. So Chris, pick 2 other characters. I want you to pick 2 other characters.
Okay. Catherine and Sam's characters.
Pick Catherine and Sam. Okay, and we had the high result for you. So, what do you know about the 2 of them that Sam's character thinks you don't know? What's something that you know about the 2 of them that Sam's character thinks that you don't know? It could be a secret. It could be public knowledge. But something that they think you don't know that has to do with the 2 of them.
Sorry, I'm just looking back over everything because there's this very intricate relationship web now in place.
Yeah, the web got a bit more complex than I expected, a little more quickly than I expected. But that's fun. I like this.
Okay, so Catherine.
There's a bit more backstabbery than I expected.
Catherine is my business partner.
Yes, that's correct.
What do we know about Catherine and Sam's interactions? Aside from that she screwed him out of the money.
Not much. There's not much that we know about the 2 of them. The only thing that we know about them is that Catherine's character... yes, and that Catherine screwed Sam over on a business deal that you got blamed for.
Yeah.
I don't want
to just turn around that same idea again. Like, I feel like the first thing that pops in my head is I knew that she knew that I knew he knew. But I want to try to take
that would violate. Yeah. And you actually couldn't do that. That would violate the canon that Catherine's character is keeping that secret from you.
We also haven't really established, or I don't know if this is something that just hasn't happened yet or something we haven't gotten to. But we don't know really anything about what our place in the world is. Is that something that comes later?
Yeah,
or is it
you can establish that.
Okay.
That can happen here. Yeah, if your answer requires establishing something, as long as whatever you're establishing does not violate established canon, you are free to establish it. So anything that hasn't been mentioned, it's fair game.
Okay. And once again, this is a secret that Sam's character is keeping from Catherine's character. But I know
it's not necessarily. It could be. Not necessarily.
Okay.
It's something about the 2 of them, something about Sam's character and Catherine's character that Sam doesn't think you know. You know, they could be having a secret affair.
Like we're having an affair, and I think you don't know about it.
Yeah, that was like my immediate first
example.
thought.
That's what I've been wanting our relationship to be.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm allowed
Sam,
to
you
ask...
can fuck your wife in real life. You don't need to fuck her in a game.
Yeah.
Too.
Look, I haven't gotten to do that yet, okay? I'm not good at role playing.
All right. Sorry, Chris, you started to say something?
They are. Sorry, say the exact wording of the question one more time.
Sure thing. What do you know about them that Sam's character doesn't think you know?
Okay. They are part of a secret guild.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so Chris's character knows that Catherine's character and Sam's character are part of a secret guild.
And
Right.
at the very least, Sam does not know this.
Yes, and Sam doesn't know that you know. Okay. So I believe
Yeah.
Avani is the last to go in this round?
Sorry, I know that
All
was
right.
a little long.
So we got high result on Avani. That's totally fine. Like I said, you are allowed to take your time on these. You're allowed to snap off answers. You're allowed to go into detail. You're allowed to leave it vague. You know, it's this is very collective. You know, we can and very loose. All right, Avani, I need you to pick a character. You can pick any character you like.
Catherine.
All right. So Avani, we got high results. So, what secret are they keeping from you? So I want you to tell me what secret is Catherine's character keeping from you? Catherine got doubled up on the secrets.
I did.
It's a mystery thriller.
Yeah. If we really wanted to go like really mystery or really noir with this, we might repeat this round a couple of times.
At that point, it'll just get too complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've already.
We're not going to do that for this.
It's become the end of the noir episode of Community. Episode.
I'm just pointing out how theoretically this could be adjusted if you wanted to do something hyper specific like that.
Right. And Carter, you're selling this list of questions for an affordable $89.99, right?
Times College Fund.
I mean, if people think it's interesting, I might clean it up, throw it up on some
The KrakenQuest Discord.
On the KrakenQuest, yeah, maybe. Right now, it's just in a Word document, so I'd want to clean it up, put it in a PDF or something.
I would say that my character
Okay, character is keeping from you is what they are doing with the dead coral. Okay.
Sorry,
right.
that my audio just went totally wacky. I missed everything Avani said. Can you guys hear me?
Catherine's character
Can you
is
guys hear me?
gathering dead coral for some secret purpose.
Something is funky. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Okay, I think I can now. What was Avani's response?
Catherine's character is gathering dead coral for some secret purpose.
Okay.
And is keeping that purpose a secret from at least Ivani's character, possibly from everyone.
I'm just eating wasabi almonds. Why are you staring at me like that?
Because he wants the wasabi.
He doesn't, though.
Okay, so we are now at the end of round 3. So this is where I have labeled in my notes intermission.
Cool.
And
wow, right at an hour and a half.
Well, we can take a break here if we want. The intermission actually has there is actually a thing to do in the intermission as far as this is concerned. But if y'all want, we can take a break here.
I wouldn't mind a bathroom break.
All right, 5-minute break.
Sure.
Cool.
All right, excellent. We'll see you all on the other side.
Also, I 100% bought that blanket.
Nice.
All right, we're back. A dinosaur story.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. So now we are at the intermission. We've answered a few questions about our characters. We're starting to get an idea of them. We've had a little time to mellow with this. And so at this point, I want to ask, does anyone have any details about their character that they think are particularly clear to you? Do you have... So this is something where... this is only for your own character. This is one place where you're not you don't have your fingers in other people's pies. This is finger in your own pie time. You're welcome. And I want you to tell me the answer can be nothing. You know, it doesn't have to be anything here. This isn't a formal round. But if there's something that's like super clear and sharp in your mind that just like this needs to be true, like you're just like, this character is named Jim. I don't know why, but this character is named Jim. I know that.
Sam's character is named Jack.
This is your time. This is your time to do that. Finger in your own pie, Chris. So this is your time to do that.
Calls Sam's character Jack.
That's something we got there.
That's an interpersonal thing. That's for questions. This is something about you yourself. But Chris, we'll go ahead and start off with you. Is there anything about your character that is... The answer can be nothing.
Yeah.
For this, it can be like, no, I'm just still waiting to see where this goes.
Okay, let me just tabulate all this data.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, I'm a business partner with Catherine's character, childhood best friend with Ivani's character. I started a bar fight at some point.
Yep, and that was how Catherine's character met you. Was they saw you start a bar fight, and now you're business partners.
Yes.
We don't know the time scale on that. Like, it could be.
Sure.
You saw they saw you start a bar fight, and they were like, "That's the person I'm going to go into the pickle dealing business with." We also don't know what business you're in.
Hold on, I'm
or
trying
it
to
could
tabulate
be that
the data.
like,
hold on a second.
yeah.
Let me just finish running through things. I was blamed for screwing Sam out of some money. And I know that they're in a secret guild. Okay. The starting a bar fight is like throwing it. That's like the outlier to me. Like otherwise, I'm thinking like a.
And like I said, at this stage, it can be nothing.
Sure.
That's totally allowed.
I'm not setting anything in stone, but like my musings were of a like manager.
I'm going to stop you there
Okay.
because if you're not setting something in stone, I want you to keep it in your head.
Okay.
And the reason why is because if you're not setting something in stone, I want everyone else to still be blank on it.
Okay, then I don't think I have anything for the intermission because I don't have anything solid.
Perfect. Okay, Vani, let's go to you next. Do you have anything that in your mind is just like bright and clear about your character? You're just like, I don't know anything else, but I know this.
Mm-hmm. I have something, but it's also in relation to Catherine's character.
If it's a relationship that affects another character, save it for the questions because it could get changed. This is just time to set details about your character. Particularly if you have a name. A name's a great one to do here.
Let's bring back good old Neffy.
Okay.
Forgot
So your
Avani
character's
also
name
only
is-
has 3 names.
Is Neffy. Is that Neffi?
It's Nephi.
Nephi. I had the right number of letters. I had the wrong letters.
Also, I have plenty of names. It's just we don't play enough. And also, I keep dying.
It's like once.
Well, it
Twice.
seems like
No, it just happened again on Tuesday.
it seems like to me if you keep dying, that would be the perfect time to cycle in some new names, wouldn't?
I did.
Yeah, Neffy's
She
obviously
took a-
good.
She took a spear to the lung.
And also that was Nyria that took the spear to the lung.
That was Cat.
Cassia. Damn, I'm also fucking up my name. Shit.
Okay. All right. So we know that Avani's character name is Neffy. All right. Catherine, is there anything that you know about your character for sure?
Yeah, she didn't grow up here.
Okay.
Everyone else seems to have known each other since childhood, and I'm like nebulous until I have a rival and a business partner. So I think I moved to town.
All right. So you did not grow up at Gateway.
Nope.
Okay. And Sam, is there anything that you know about your character?
Yes. It doesn't have to be his main profession, but my character is definitely some kind of smuggler.
All right.
Maybe just on the side, maybe as his job. I don't know yet.
Okay. So you are a smuggler.
He is in some way, shape, or form a smuggler.
Cool. Excellent. Okay. So, as further evidence that I did not think through how dark you might go in the beginning, we are moving on to round 4, tragedy and loss. So going into round 4, got high result for Avani. So Avani, pick a character.
Sam.
Why did you kill my mother?
That's a possible answer to this question. Avani, what of theirs did you take?
My childhood, you bitch. Sorry, I'm shutting up. I'm sorry.
And this can be something that you physically took. This can be a literal taking. It could be a metaphorical taking. It's up to you to interpret the question how you like. But what of theirs did you take?
Sam, I'm gonna take this and give you a superpower. With the brain injury that I graciously gave them, I took away their ability to feel pain. Rosie, no ma'am.
Okay. So Neffy took away Sam's character's ability to feel pain. This is a pretty horrific brain injury you gave a child.
Look, I was throwing something and he got in the way. It's not my fault that it went out of its way to hit him. Like, it just... I threw it this way, it went that way.
Okay. All right, so that was the volume for this round. So next we've got Sam.
Immunity to pain. Okay.
We've got the high result for Sam. Sam, I want you to pick 2 characters. And this can be any 2 characters. You can be one of them, or you cannot be one of them. It's up to you.
Well, I guess I'll go with Chris and Catherine.
Okay, so you're going with Chris and Catherine. You got the high result. Ooh, this is going to be interesting for the business partners. Why don't they want to be alone with each other anymore?
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, I'm glad we got that question. I really liked that one. And as a reminder, there is an alternate version of each question if I ask you something that you just really cannot answer or do not want to answer, there is an alternate version.
Oh man. Huh.
And this is a super tough one. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
Yeah, that
what
is
was
a
the
tough
round
one.
called again? Loss and something?
Tragedy and loss.
Yeah, tragedy and loss.
Man, I'm trying to think.
Don't worry, the rounds get happier after this.
I don't believe you.
I don't either. We can make them worse.
You can. That's true. You have that power.
Have you met us?
But
I guess
the direction that it pulls you in is better.
I guess with the tone that we're going in this, they're not really involved in a business that's known for its loyalty or longevity.
Okay, so they don't want to be
alone with each other because they could very likely have it out for each other.
Oh, okay, so they don't want to be alone with each other for fear of backstabbery.
Yes.
Huh.
It was that or the clap. I mean, let's just...
Excellent. So let's see, we've done Avani and Sam this round. So we got high result for Chris. So Chris, pick the character that you are closest to. So whichever character that you feel your character has the closest relationship to.
I mean, up until previous question, I would have answered differently.
Yes.
It's fun.
So now I think that Neffy makes the most sense.
Okay, so Neffy is the character that you are the closest to, and you got the high result. So what personal tragedy of yours do you feel that they are responsible for?
Holy shit!
I'm your best friend. I didn't do shit to you.
I didn't say that they are responsible for, that you feel they are responsible for.
Do shit to you.
Neffy may or may not have done anything, but you feel that they are responsible for a personal tragedy of yours. What was it?
So obviously, whatever business relationship that me and Catherine's character have is not ideal.
Mm-hmm.
It's photoshopped.
Sorry, repeat the question one more time.
Sure thing. What personal tragedy of yours do you feel Neffy is responsible for?
Yeah, so somehow it's her fault that I'm stuck in this business deal.
Okay.
I introduced you to. Not really. I was the one helping you with the bar fight.
Yeah,
we were bullying Sam some more.
That's kind of what my first thought was, but Oh, okay. I just had like a bigger thought. But
Okay.
I don't know if
we
I can
haven't
apply
moved
it
on,
here.
so you can change it if you want.
Well, no, it's a further development of that, so I'm not sure if I can add that or not.
If it's still part of the same answer, you're allowed to, but I would encourage you to hold off.
Yeah, I think I'll hold off because I think it can fit better somewhere else, and it doesn't really apply to this question.
All right, cool. There will be a little time at the end. The last round is less directed, so that will be the time to kind of add things that we come up with that didn't quite fit into a question. I'm just writing down my notes here. Or no, wrong character. It's Neffy's fault that 1 is stuck in a bad business relationship with 3. All right. So now we've got 2 left.
2.
And
How many rounds are
we've
there?
only got
Carter?
there are 7 total rounds. We are on round 4. We have 1 person left this round.
Me.
Catherine, excellent. Okay. Got your high result. Pick the character you are the least close to. Pick whichever character you feel that you are the least close to.
That would have to be Sam's character at this point, right?
That's up to you. This is a highly subjective thing.
Now that we're not fucking.
No, I still think it's Sam with all the stuff I've got.
Okay.
Yeah, the only.
Catherine and
I
I
mean, if you're
totally go
asking
to dinner every other
for
night.
input, the things that I see are you're both in a secret guild, and
Right.
that you both. Oh, where did it go? Oh, you're the one that screwed him out of the money.
Right. So I don't think he and I are close.
Yeah, and that you heard that he was
A cheater.
that he had a reputation for cheating before you met him. So
We also don't even
the
know exactly
here-
what kind of cheating that meant because it wasn't defined.
Or if it was true.
we don't know. It hasn't been defined yet. So it could be cheating, gambling, could be cheating in business, could be romantic cheating. We don't know. So anyway, Catherine, what I want you to tell me about Sam's character is who hurt you and what does it have to do with them?
Is the next round just how many puppies do you own?
A little bit, yes.
So, what's the wording on that one more time?
Who hurt you and what does it have to do with them?
Oh, really? Because you ran over my hamster.
I was dating his brother.
Ooh, okay. And it ended
And
badly?
it ended very badly because he told his... what his brother told me was that he didn't approve.
Interesting. Okay, so we are out of round 4.
Okay.
You'll all be happy to know we are out of round 4.
Oh wait, I
We're
forgot to write
into
that.
round 5. Blessings and joy.
Yay!
The last one was that Catherine had dated
Catherine,
Sam's.
Catherine brother.
Okay.
who told her that Sam did not approve of their relationship and it ended badly. Okay, but we are on to
Round 5.
because this isn't Warhammer. We are on to round 5, Blessings and Joy. All right, and we've got the high result on Sam for our first question. So Sam, pick a character.
You know what? I'll spread some joy to my wife.
Wow.
All right, so Sam, what did they give you that is useful?
You know what? It's a thriller and a mystery. Let's say, while they were going out with my brother for a while, the kind of Christmas equivalent rolled around, and
Okay.
they gave me a really nice utility knife that I keep on me and use at work, in my work.
Utility knife.
We can just say knife, but I'm thinking in my head. Yeah. A distinctive knife that comes in handy at my work.
All right. 3 gave for distinctive utility knife for Fantasy Christmas.
December Ween.
Candle nights.
I mean, he can give it a name at this point.
Yes,
if he wanted
absolutely.
to.
If you want to actually name it, do you?
No.
All right. You
Well, it's
you
either
also do not have to.
Candle Night, Winter Moss, or Kaiju Mouse.
I'm thinking that was a bunch of kaiju sitting in a Catholic church, kneeling.
And in the words of our great prophet.
Lord.
But does Ghidorah get 1 wafer or 3? All right.
How many souls do they have?
Unclear.
Depends if
TBH.
it's mecha or not.
Possibly a lot. Really unclear. All right. So that was Sam. So we have Catherine. Low result in Catherine. Catherine, pick the character that you are closest to.
I mean, I guess it's Chris.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you got the low result. So what is the best gift you have ever given them? What's the best gift you ever
That's
gave?
a utility knife. She bought them in bulk.
You get a utility knife. You get a utility knife. Everybody gets a utility knife.
Look, I thought long and hard about getting you this, and here.
Looks slightly over to the right and sees the same thing. That what you told them?
I mean, if that's the best gift you've ever given them, that's, you can go with that.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be good. It just has to be the best one. Yeah.
Yes, I do realize now the incredible potential for darkness I have given you yet again.
Herpes.
I had a thought, and then herpes drove it right out of my head.
Her reasons to do that.
Yeah. Shit, what was I gonna say?
Fun fact, the best. Oh, go ahead.
The first contract we ever did together, I would say was the best because I brought it in and it was super fucking lucrative.
Best give 3 ever gave 1. Was their first contract. So we also know that, at least from your perspective, you consider that contract a gift from you to them.
Yep.
Maybe you cut them a super good deal on it. Maybe you are bringing them into the fold here. I like this. There's a lot here. Okay. So we've done Sam, we've done Catherine. Chris, pick 2 other characters. So pick 2 characters. You can't be one of
Neffy
them.
and Sam.
All right, Neffy and Sam. What recent occurrence made you happy for them? So Neffy bullied Sam's character as a child and hit them with a large object that gave them brain damage and took away their ability to feel pain. But something's happened recently that made you happy for the 2 of them.
I chose violence, and it worked out for somebody in the end.
Did it? I can check my shoes for rocks every hour. I could lose my fucking hand in a combine and not know.
Okay, but if you don't know, like, that's on you.
Cooking is a nightmare.
Yeah, cooking is a fucking nightmare.
But something has happened recently.
How I still have my fingers is a goddamn miracle.
But something has happened recently that has made Chris's character happy for the 2 of you.
Oh, check the drive. You didn't get the herpes one?
This is a tough one in this situation.
Yeah.
Can always try the alternate, see if it's any better.
Am I locked into the alternate if I ask for it?
You know what? I didn't make a rule on that, so I will say no, you are not locked into the alternate.
Okay, I want to hear it.
Okay. If I do like publish this in a regard, I might make it that you're locked into the alternate. But for now, that's fine. So the alternate is what good happened to the 2 of them that you recently learned about? I maybe should have mentioned the alternates are always related. They're just different in some way.
No, sure. I think does this work?
We won't know until we try.
No, I'm not sure if this works with the continuity. I'm looking things over.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm also taking notes for a reason. If you mention something and it doesn't work, all that happens is whoever notices says, "Oh wait, that doesn't work because of this," and then you just do it again.
And we cut your balls off.
They're siblings?
It can work, yeah.
Oh, shit, yeah.
They are siblings. Okay, and this is specifically a good thing.
Right, because I had always thought that there was like some weird tension there because like that you know, of all of the history that I've known about them, but learning that they're siblings, I think it improves the like perspective that I have on their relationship.
You just turned me into a worse sociopath.
That means I also dated your brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are 2 of at least 3
This character
siblings.
is getting crazy.
Yeah, this is hard to keep track of.
Oh
Don't worry, we're not too far from the end.
Okay, so is that fit?
Yeah.
Okay.
That fits. That does mean that the fact that they are siblings is specifically good for some reason. Because the question asked what was good. But yeah, it totally works. So Neffy and Sam's character are siblings, and this is a good thing. All right. And then Avani, I believe you're the only one who hasn't gone this round.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, pick a character.
I'll go with Chris.
All right. So what great gift did they receive recently?
Lots of gifts.
Herpes.
It is round 5, blessings and joy. So what great gift did they receive? And you can choose to be or not be a part of this gift giving. This is one where you don't necessarily have to be involved. But you can be if you want to be, of course.
They were given a very nice set of armor.
Ooh.
Was recently given a nice set of armor. Interesting. To protect them from all of the backstabbing that's apparently going on.
It's just got a big plate across my back.
You know, Captain America's shield, also a bullseye.
Okay, so that does conclude round 5, blessings and joy.
So many joyous blessings.
You got a knife. I got some
And a
armor.
How related, which makes me so much worse now.
Why does it make you worse?
It's specifically a good thing somehow.
Listen, it honestly makes more sense to me that you threw something at your brother.
Yeah,
Or it could be
I-
that's something that we
I'm with you on that.
recently learned.
That's
And so I apologized for my nonsense as a
Yeah.
child.
maybe. Because we know that that Chris's character recently learned that you're siblings. You might have also recently learned that you're siblings. On that subject, before we move on to round 6, we're going to have one more brief moment for everyone to say if you have a name for your character or another detail that's you just think is like near immutable about your character. This is just like the first intermission. Very much the same. So, Chris, do you have a character or another solid detail about your character you want to set in stone here?
Yeah, what was the thing I came up with earlier? I should have written it down or something.
And again, nothing is also an acceptable answer.
Yeah. I'm just trying. Just give me a sec to think. Does it still work? I'm a bodyguard.
All right. You are a bodyguard. Interesting. Okay.
Hey, that works out with your new armor set.
Yeah, that's kind of like it. Kind of clicks a couple of things together. The armor, the bar fight, the fact that I'm working a job that I might not necessarily enjoy,
Yeah.
Or
but
feel safe
I'm
in.
obligated or somehow stuck in doing.
Yeah. And it explains why you might have been hired off of a bar fight.
Mm-hmm.
Or why Catherine's character might have gone into business with you off of a bar fight. Did say you're business partners. So we don't know what the nature of that exactly is, though. Catherine.
We still have not defined that business.
Yeah. Maybe that is the bodyguarding. Maybe that's something
business
adjacent to the bodyguarding.
has
Maybe
contracts.
Catherine Yeah, maybe Catherine is getting you bodyguarding contracts. Maybe Catherine has hired you through contracts. Maybe Catherine is also a bodyguard. And you're in maybe you're members of the bodyguard guild, because we know that there are guilds in this city. But yeah, there's a lot to go on there. I like it. All right, Avani, you're up next. You have a name already, but are there any other? Is there anything else that is clear to you about your character at this point?
She is remorseful of her behavior as a child, so she's trying to make it up by not throwing things at Sam specifically.
Just at everyone else. Is remorseful of her childhood actions. Excellent. Catherine, you don't have a name yet. So do you have a name for your character, or is there any other detail of your character that is clear to you at this time?
For some reason, I want to name her Terra, Terra, as a opposite of water thing.
Terra, it is
Like meaningful.
It's
'cause
not
like,
meaningful.
It's like
not
the opposite
it's
of
not,
water. Yeah, but this is my 8-hour YouTube video essay.
It's not creative. It's not. I'm just like, she's on the water all the time, or near the water all the time. Her name should be Terra.
all right. So Catherine's character's name is Terra. Excellent. Sam, do you have a name for your character, or is any other detail of your character?
I'm sure I'll regret this, but I think his name is Malcolm.
Malcolm. All right, I like it. Find replace.
Malcolm Jackson.
Malcolm Jack Jackson.
Uh,
Are you spelling that with the silent B or with no silent B?
No silent B.
Excellent.
How do you spell it?
Malcolm.
Okay, cool. That's how I spelled it. Is it going to mess anything up if I typically name my character last thing when I make a character? Is that going to mess things up, or should I start trying to come up with something now?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just I like to have a better feel for a character before I name
Yeah,
them.
there's a reason why I don't even ask for that input until 3 rounds in.
Naming is always either the very first or very last thing I do, because the name either informs the theme, or I wait until the end and I'm like, okay, what the fuck is your name?
Yeah. No, I expect the names to come at the end. I expect the names to come in the very last round. But it's there. You have an opportunity to do it beforehand. Is all the intermissions are.
Cool.
And it just makes it a little bit easier to talk through characters and their relationships if you happen to have a name, but you don't have to. All right, so now we are on to round 6, adventures and stories. Because while we are building characters that are going to be part of some grander story, they probably have some stories of their own before this one starts. So Chris, I want you to pick a character.
Malcolm.
Malcolm. So what happened what happened the first time you worked together? So what happened the first time you and Malcolm worked together?
Okay, let's see. What have I screwed? He thinks I screwed him up.
But secretly, Tara actually screwed Malcolm over.
Right. I'm just trying to think of what other connections we even have. Not a whole lot.
Yeah, I
It's
don't think you
really
have
in
a
place.
lot of direct connections. Your business partner dated his brother,
Yeah.
and that ended badly. Yeah, there's no time scale associated with this, so you may have worked together at some point in the past. It may not have even been a job that
say
either
the
of you
question one more
currently
time.
do. Sure thing. What happened the first time you worked together? This may be in what you currently do. This may be in something you don't currently do. But just at some point you worked together. The first time you did, what happened?
I failed the job he'd hired me for, and the person I was supposed to protect died.
Okay. I have an idea of who that person was that I like, but I'm not going to say it because I want to leave that as an option for y'all to explore if you want. Okay, so next up we have Sam. Sam, I want you to pick a character.
I guess I'll pick Catherine. No, I'll pick a Vi this time. I picked Catherine too much.
Okay.
Pick Neffy.
So, Malcolm, where did you and Neffy travel together for vacation last year? Where did you go with your sister on vacation?
I'm guessing that Gateway is somewhat tropical. So I think
It certainly can be.
I think we went up north to
Buzz
see the
now.
mountains and snow.
Vacationed in the northern mountains last year. Excellent. That was Chris and Sam, so this will be Catherine. So, Catherine, I want you to pick a character.
Wait, that was Malcolm and Neffy vacationed?
Yes, vacationed in the northern mountains last year.
Chris.
Okay, so what did they tell you that you didn't believe, and how did you find out it was true? So what did they tell you that you didn't believe, and how did you find out it was true?
He told me that there are sea monsters, and that's how he framed it. And I didn't believe it because I'm not from here. But then I saw a big, giant fucking tentacle come out of the water one time when I was walking along the shore.
Okay. Gateway has sea monsters. Didn't believe it until she saw a tentacle reach out of the water. Okay. And for the last one in our round, I believe Avani is the only one who hasn't gone.
Yeah.
Excellent. Pick a character.
Catherine. Tara.
All right. So, Avani, how did Tara save Neffy's life? I'm sorry, you got the low result. How did Tara, or how did Neffy save Tara's life?
Aha.
So remember when Neffy found out about the corals?
Mhm.
That's because Tara can't swim and fell in the water. And so Neffy had to save her.
Neffy saved Tara from drowning because Tara can't swim.
Yes.
Wasn't born here.
Are you just Tara from Teen Titans?
Huh? I did not watch Teen Titans, so no.
Does she not swim?
I mean, it's been a while since I watched it, but if I remember right, at least in the cartoon, she did not. She was not able to swim.
I don't think
She's
I
a lot different
watched
in the
much
she was in
after she
comics.
was added into the show.
She wasn't in there very long.
No, she wasn't. In the comics, she was fucking Deathstroke. And still a teenager.
Yeah,
Yeesh.
Things you could get away with back then.
yeah. Deathstroke's a lot in the comics.
That is how. Yeah, that's how I would say that. Deathstroke is a lot.
Okay. So we are now on to round 7, finishing details. And this round is another round that is slightly different. For this round, there is no question. And you're not told specifically to pick a character. Instead, we're just going to go to each person, and each person will have an opportunity to add some layer of detail. This could be names. This could be more information on something that we've already established. The only rule here is the rule that has applied this whole time, which is that you can't negate established canon. That's the only thing.
Yes, and.
Yes, exactly. There's a reason why I referred to this as kind of like an improv game.
No.
It essentially is.
No buts.
Speaking of your butt, it is your turn. So I want you to add a detail to our characters. This is I don't want you to expand our characters at this point. This is to help start squaring these circles. I want to bring this in line so we can add more details to make things make sense, to bring some threads together, or we can just add a little more polish on here. It's like I don't want anything new to our backstories. I think we've got our backstories, but I want to clean them up a bit.
Trying to think here. I think whatever deal that I thought Chris fucked me over on, that Tara actually fucked me over on, would have gotten me the money to get out of some kind of obligation, maybe why I'm in that secret guild.
So, the deal that Tara screwed you on,
would have let me get out of the secret guild.
Okay.
Maybe she wanted to keep me there.
Would have let Malcolm get out of the secret guild.
My debt's repaid, or I could have bought my way out, or whatever.
Yeah.
Guess same thing.
Yeah, and maybe she wanted to keep you there. Maybe she didn't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just lucre for her to screw you over.
Yeah. Maybe. Clearly.
All right. I like that. Okay, and so that was Sam's. And so we're going to go to Avani next. Avani, give us some finishing details. Polish this up.
So after Neffy saved Tara's life,
Okay.
the reason why they are considered friendly rivals is because they have a weekly catch-up type dinner thing, but are still rivals in a sense of business. Like, Neffy is a part of the rival to whatever guild that Tara is in.
Okay. Okay, so the way I've written that in my notes, let me know if I've got this right, is after Neffy saved Tara's life, they started a weekly dinner, but remain political rivals. Is that about right?
Yes. It's like, hey, fuck you, I sell this. Hey, fuck you, I sell that. But also, hey, let's go get dinner after we're done here.
Okay. So we've done Vine, we've done Sam. Chris, throw a little polish on this for us.
Polish this sad turd.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And in addition, or as your detail, either one, I want you to also name your character.
Okay.
That can be your detail, or that can just be in addition. It's up to you.
Mm-hmm. Can it be something about where we currently are and what we're currently doing, or is that something else?
Yeah, that's part of everyone's backstory, is where you are at the start of the story. So yeah, that's totally acceptable. If we were actually making these characters for a specific campaign, we probably wouldn't do that, but we aren't. So go for it.
We're all on a ship right now.
Ooh, you're all on a ship together. And what is the name of your character?
Booby Charles.
You can.
I like Bran.
Oh, go. All right. How are you spelling that?
Bran.
Bran. Excellent. One with Bran. All right. And if I've been keeping track correctly, Catherine, you are the only one who has not gone this round?
Correct.
All right, Catherine. I want you to buff this to a shine for us.
Okay.
Finish strong, Catherine.
So what's everyone said this round? We're on a ship together.
After Neffy saved...
I could have bought my way out.
Oh, and Neffy and I, got it.
Tara kind of seems to be the catalyst for a lot of things that happen here, which is interesting because you're the one who came along later.
Yeah, new girl in town.
Yeah, new girl in town upheaved a lot of stuff. It's very interesting. I really kind of like that dynamic because everyone has connections to Tara.
Uh-huh.
And like everything else kind of revolves around that. Even Neffy and Malcolm, who are siblings,
Yeah.
their relationship right now kind of centers around this woman who drew a line through their lives
So, yeah.
by dating their brother.
Well, to
It
finish,
is their secret guild. If my brother is in there and my best friend's in there, like, am I just kind of standing there like, really, guys?
Chris isn't necessarily a part of the secret guild.
Yeah.
That is true.
Actually, he's probably not because he knows we are and he doesn't think we know that he knows.
Yep.
Yeah, that is true.
Unless the members of the secret guild don't all know who each other are, maybe you always meet with masks on.
Or I'm the Grand Master of the Secret Guild.
The Grand Poobah.
Ooh, maybe.
Ooh, fuck! I should not buy that.
Don't buy it.
Buy it.
Oh,
No, buy it. Definitely buy it.
Don't buy it.
Buy it.
Don't do it.
Don't.
Buy
I
it.
just got this ad.
You need it.
It's sexy.
It's an ad. Don't do anything for ads. What have ads done for you lately?
Yeah, those are cute. Yeah,
Do
they're
it.
dice.
Shit.
Catherine says you should buy the dice because she's a goblin.
You should buy all the dice
Collecting
always.
rocks.
I am. Yeah, math rocks. They're pretty.
So the business that Chris and I, not
Yes.
Chris, the Bran, the business Bran and I are in together is I contract out like bodyguards and stuff. And I was looking for a partner when I first came to town, and when I saw him start the bar fight, I went, "That's my man." Because he would have had the connections in town that I didn't have at the time.
Okay, so Tara's business is contracting out bodyguards.
Yep.
Bodyguards.
Okay, I am going to offer an additional detail, and then I want y'all to decide if you want to take it or not. The additional detail that I'm going to offer is that the person who Bran failed to protect was the other brother.
That's what I thought it was going to be.
Oh, that's interesting. That's juicy.
I almost feel like that makes things too connected, but
It's already too connected.
it's already
I love
too
it.
connected. Yeah, so why the fuck
We're
not?
just like squeezed together in a net together.
Yeah, play this
That's
shit.
why I stuck us all on a boat, because we got to deal with each other's shit right now.
Yeah.
Why?
Yep. And there is no time scale on this. You know, all of this might have happened very recently. Some things explicitly did happen recently, but the rest of this, you know, it could have happened over 40 years. And there's nothing saying that you don't have other connections to other people.
At one point,
this is
I wanted
connection.
to just throw a wrench in things and say that we were all still children.
That would have been wild, interesting, yeah.
We all have been aging in reverse.
No, just that, like, just to
I know.
completely fuck up
All
what we
this
thought
has
we knew about
happened.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is an additional detail that I am offering to you because I think it is interesting, and we are technically at the end here.
I held your brother's hand and then I gave you a knife. I am also 8.
I mean, a lot of this still does work.
Hey, Tara, what have you got there?
A knife! No!
It's just suddenly a lot less dramatic when you find out that all of you are like 8.
This boat is just a little dinghy.
You're
Behind
playing
your parents' house.
In the koi pond.
No, it's not even in the water. It's on the fucking lawn.
Tara's not from here.
No, it's at the fucking playground.
Tara's the new kid at school.
This is the Muppet Babies version of what we're doing.
Brother died, but when we say the brother died, he got tagged out by the other kid.
Yeah, no, he fell off the boat into the lava.
Yeah.
Or that one episode of Avatar where the
It's like
the rivalry that was
contracts.
based on war was actually a child's ball game.
Yep.
Yeah, the contracts are for, gummy bears and juice boxes.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a Carter's suggestion in the canon.
I voted in.
Yep.
Okay.
Agreed.
Okay.
Sorry, family update. It is 9:37. Lemmy has 23 minutes until his bowl turns over, and Fat Ass is just hunkered down in front of it, staring at it.
Staring at
I
it.
think he'd learn.
He
He
knows.
did.
I mean, he's just not a good judge of time. He can't read the actual clocks.
Well, maybe you should learn to read.
It's true. Get a job, sir.
He lives there. He doesn't pay rent.
He gets to shit in my house constantly.
And you have to clean it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Eats for free, knocks over dishes. Why do we keep him?
Neffy and
Because he's cute and
I
warm.
know.
Malcolm's
Oh, he's
boy.
doing a big stretch.
Okay. So that is the end of this experimental character building thing
Yeah.
that we did.
Oh, it was
Ta-da!
Yeah. So how do y'all feel about it? What do you think about the characters you created? What do you think about the process of making them?
I would play this game, I think.
I'm
I'd
a
give it
fucking sociopath and I love it.
I think we rounded
This
out
was-
your hard edges a little bit.
This was not of my making, but it was wonderful. It was mostly because of my making. I chose violence and it didn't work out for me.
I definitely like that it helps kick in your pants like more backstory than I typically do in a character because I'm shitty at that. I mean, I'm a bad. I enjoy the story and lore and backstory of a character, but I'm not as good at coming up with it. I usually work more top down or bottom up. I always get them mixed up.
That would be bottom up.
Yeah. Of like I start with like I'd like to play a artificer and then like kind of work from there usually. But I like this a lot.
Yeah,
It
enjoy
definitely
collaborative
needs the like
building.
yeah, I feel like if you were to run with this from this point, you would kind of need an opportunity to step back and round out a couple more corners before you really, just because it's not totally
Yeah.
organic.
Oh yeah.
But overall, very cool idea.
Yeah, the goal here was to do a more collective exercise. Cause what I wanted to make here was really a process that would result in having characters that felt connected to each other, but still felt like that they had a story to tell. I wanted to
Very
get started.
connected to that. Actually might be my biggest issue is that they ended up being a little too connected.
Mhm.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah.
If
But
I had one kajigger.
but honestly, that's if that's the worst complaint that I could come up with, then I think you're doing pretty well.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I actually thought it was going to be worse than it was, in that regard, because
Each other's great grandfathers.
I kind of I had a worry that it would lean too far into, oh, we are an adventuring group, and we are, we've been adventuring. I'm the mage, I'm the fire, I'm the whatever, and we've been adventuring for so long, and that was why I stuck adventures and stories so far at the end, was because I really wanted to avoid that.
I think that worked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
that
it
that
definitely kept us more open-minded. I mean, we went to like business partners before we went to like what an adventuring party would be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got business partners, political rivals, siblings with a somewhat troubled past. We got the the new woman in town coming and fucking everything up.
Just
I
You
can't
want
help it.
status quo? Let me fuck it up for you.
I can't help it. I love Tara so much. Oh man, it's like, and what's funny to me about that particular thing is that I didn't see that until the very end. I'm like, I just looked back and I was like, wait, Tara just, like, everyone had somewhat wavy but largely orderly lives, and Tara comes in and just like draws a line through everything, like marbling a cake. It's pretty cool.
I kind of would love to see this drawn out as like an interaction web.
Yeah, an interaction web chart thing.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, that was actually something that was in the design at one point. I basically threw that out because I knew I wanted to do this with y'all on Discord at some point, and that wouldn't have been practical. It really would only be practical in person with a big old whiteboard, which I do want to do at some point.
Yeah, sure.
Avani, do you have any thoughts on it?
I loved everything about this because usually my character creation process is just myself and like how I fit into the setting. And I like that this was more around the setting than it was around the people.
I'm glad you brought up the setting, actually. So what did y'all think of building the, quick whip of the setting for the characters? Did you like that? Did you think that might have been better with an established setting, pros and cons?
I think it could work either way, but I liked it.
I like both parts. I feel like they're a little disjointed. Because like our entire character creation process had almost nothing to do with the like exploration aspect that we had kind of established in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, and the character, they are intended to be separate things. My purpose in doing that for this was that I wanted, if I tell you you're going to make a Forgotten Realms character, it's really easy to start getting some ideas in your head of what your character might be like. And I really wanted to everyone to come in as blank as possible. And my thinking was that the best way to do that might be to have this.
Yeah,
to have the Cognito thing.
I can't think of an alternative, and I don't think that it would happen every time, but it was something that I kind of noticed partway through the character process. Not to say that it's even a negative thing.
Right. What were the names of our rounds again?
Oh, yeah, I can.
I've got them
go.
all, I think.
Sad.
Oh, I pulled up the wrong document.
Definitions,
So,
meetings, beginnings.
Yep.
I'll let Carter.
So round 1 was definitions.
Right.
Round 2 is meetings and beginnings. Round 3 is secrets and lies.
Mhm.
Round 4 is tragedy and loss. Round 5 is blessings and joy. Round 6 is adventures and stories. So my thinking there, round 1 is definitions. That kind of has to be off the bat because I wanted give me the big. So I want to back up a moment. There's an old story of a Zen master who has an empty jar, fills it with large rocks, asks his student, "Is it full?" Student says, "Yes." Master fills it with small rocks. "Is it full?" "No." Or "Yes." Fills it with sand. "Is it full now?" "Yes, it's definitely full." Pours water in it.
Right.
You want to start with the big thing so you can fit the little stuff around it.
Sure.
Was the idea of start with what is your relationship with this character? Give me the big rocks. So I really wanted to start with that. And then meetings and beginnings begin at the beginning. And then I wanted to go negative quickly. So that's why we go into secrets and lies, and then tragedy and loss is meant to be the low point of what's the worst thing that happened to you. And then I do want these to be characters that do work together at some point at some level. So I wanted to bring it back up.
I feel like starting with the negative kind of puts that framing on all the relationships.
Mm-hmm.
All I was gonna say
Yeah.
was I like that you start with what's number 3, secrets and lies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that you start with that. After that, I would go into a positive.
Yeah, maybe swap 5 and 4.
Yeah. That's how, that's what
Okay.
because having 2 back-to-back negatives
Mm-hmm.
made the positives a lot harder to come up with.
Yeah, I see that.
If we it's fine to all have secrets and lies is absolutely everyone's gonna have those, and I do agree. I think if you put it before you do the positive stuff,
I almost wonder
some fun stuff to build on. But yeah, I think if you put one of the positives after 3,
I almost wonder if secrets and lies could be later because you haven't really. How do you come up with a secret about a person when you don't really know them yet?
That's why I wanted to put secrets in lies early.
Okay.
Because to me, that's another one of the. I mean, you might be right. I should look into that.
If you don't know the truth, how do you come up with a lie? I guess is kind of my thinking. Or maybe the lie defines the truth.
My thing with it, maybe I should change the name of the round because it's lies that you tell each other.
Mm-hmm.
But it's you don't necessarily have to come up with the actual lie. It's what I really want is the secret. It's what's the truth behind this, and I kind of want you to step outside. I want you to come up with something very similar to why round 1 is what is your relationship? What is the relationship between this character that you know nothing about and this other character that you know nothing about? I want you to establish that, off the bat, because to me that's one of those big rock things. Mm-hmm. But maybe, maybe having it later would let it tie other things together a little bit better. So that's something to look at.
I will say, though, I do personally like the challenge of having the lie and trying to figure out how the other positive stuff fits around it.
Yeah.
I just think that the 2 negatives back to back made the positives a little bit harder to get going.
Yeah. So let me ask you a more specific question on that, just to kind of probe you a little bit further, just to pick your brain on that a bit. Do you think that it would be more effective to swap 5 and 4 so that it would go secrets and lies, and then blessings and joy, and then tragedy and loss, and then into adventures and stories? Or would having an additional more positive round between 3 and 4 make more sense? So that you would still end with tragedy and loss, blessings and joys, and adventures and stories in that order, but it would be secrets and lies, and then I don't know, boons and niceties before tragedy and loss, and then blessings and joy.
Yeah.
I'm not
That's
sure.
a thought, but I'm trying to think of what kind of a theme of
honestly-
that would be.
I honestly just think it would be super easy to swap them.
That would definitely be the easiest option.
And
But
think,
I can
like,
also
in the
see why you
process,
have
if we
them in
went-
that order.
Sure.
But yeah, I guess I would have to see an example of what would go in between, but I kind of feel like I might lean more towards that.
Yeah, I'm not sure what would go in between there either. It just that thought occurred to me. I wanted to, as long as I had you all here, I wanted to pick your brain on it.
Yeah.
Well, because if you swap them, it kind of goes from like the secrets and lies. So like, I'm going to use super vague, like broad terms.
Sure.
It kind of goes from like the little evils to the little goods to the big evils to the big goods. If you swap them. So to go with your rock metaphor, it's you have your definitions, and then you have your small lies, and then your small truths and blessings and stuff, and then you get into like the more detailed, bigger scale things that kind of fill in all of the other stuff that you've gotten to that point.
Yeah. I had sort of intended blessings and joy to be the bigger scale positives. So maybe those questions aren't leading enough in that direction, or maybe the order of it is, putting it too negative a place before we get to that. That it's not feeling as uplifting as I want it to be.
Yeah, I feel like the adventures and stories is more interesting at the very least than the blessings and joy.
Yeah, adventures and stories is meant to be neutral.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. To me, it ended up being a big positive. I understand the intention.
Yeah. No, for sure. This.
But I feel like that was like when we
very much into being positive for this group.
Yeah, that was kind of where we started to really come to a close on like the idea of these characters. So it was exciting for that reason.
Yeah. So do you think that it felt more positive and there was more of a drive towards positivity because the characters were more solid? Because as characters get more solid, you tend to care about them a little bit more. You want to hurt them a little bit less. So was it maybe that? Was it maybe the order that because it came after blessings and joy, there was more momentum towards positive, or was it the questions themselves? Did the questions?
I think it was the questions themselves.
Okay.
I think it was. I don't think so, because the questions were fairly neutral. I really do think.
The mood really did carry it. Yeah.
Yeah. It felt.
Well, and we were also trying to neutralize the negativity from the earlier rounds.
Yes. And not even like. Not even neutralize, but like you said, kind of soften the edges.
Okay. So maybe there does need to be what I'm hearing from this, maybe there does need to be an additional positive round.
Yeah, I don't think another round would draw it out too much either, because when we got to finishing details, I was like, whoa, we're there already?
Yeah, I was kind of like at one point I was kind of like, and this is taking a little while, and then when we got to the end, I was like, oh, we're done.
Good. I don't want it to take too long. I want it to be this to be something that you could very reasonably do as a session 0.
Yeah.
And I think I've accomplished that.
Yeah, I mean, it was about 2.5 hours. It felt good.
Yeah, and that was with the world building, which you wouldn't necessarily have to do if you were actually going to play a game with this.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah, so maybe there should be a round. I'm thinking about musical structure. Maybe we need an I Want song. Maybe there should be a Hopes and Desires round.
I think that would be good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would
Really
be
good,
good.
actually.
Like,
Okay.
what does your character aspire to do, or what does
Yeah.
yeah?
And yeah, that's
What's
another.
your life goal?
Yeah, if you have like a round where each person does speak to their character, other than the intermissions, maybe.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Actually, so what did y'all think of the intermission structure of having the intermissions after rounds 3 and 5?
I think that was good because we didn't have a lot of control in the rounds. Like a lot of times it was, okay, this is the thing that these two other characters are doing, or this is the thing that my character must do with this other character. But the intermission is perfectly placed to be like, okay, now's my chance to solidify this idea I have.
I like that.
Okay.
And the idea that Tara was not from here like occurred early on in my brain, and the more people were talking about her, the more she wasn't in their childhood at all, but the three of them were. So by intermission 1, I was like, yeah, she's not from here. That is something that I know about this character at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And since we're talking about adding a round between rounds 3 and 4, that's where there's currently an intermission. What do y'all think about? My instinct would be to add it after the intermission, because that would put 3 rounds before the intermission and then 3 rounds after. It would actually even out the round, because currently it's 3 rounds, then intermission, then 2 rounds, then intermission,
right.
And then 1 round.
Yeah.
So the reason why it's structured that way is because
3, 4, 5, intermission, 6, 7. Yeah. Or if we add another one, it would be 1, 2, 3 intermission, 3, 4, 5 intermission.
No, 4, 5, 6 intermission.
4, 5, 6 intermission. 7, 8. God.
Yeah. Yeah. So my first instinct would be to do that because it's nice and even.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, the reason why I thought it was okay to wait 3 rounds before we do the first intermission is because there's not a lot of edges to clean up.
Right.
After round 1 or 2. So maybe that intermission can come later. What do y'all think now that you've been through it? Do you think it would be better to put the new round 4, Hopes and Desires? Do you think that would be better to be put before the first intermission or after?
I would put it after for symmetry's sake.
Yeah.
I think after works well. I mean, I'm looking back at what we did on that first intermission, and I think we actually did get some good development there as it was. So I think it works.
They're eating the same food now. He can eat out of whatever dish he wants.
Note here.
And I don't think you want to push it too far back if somebody really has something that's come to them that they want to establish before you get too far into it.
And it gives you an opportunity to do like something that's come to your mind, and then you have a round where you kind of get to say what your character wants. So it gives you like a little thing, and then I think having that little thing might spark, here's my goal type thought.
Exactly.
Possibly. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I do want Hopes and Desires to be a leading question round. But I'm not sure at this moment exactly what that looks like.
But I'm just I'm like trying to imagine what we were thinking on when we started this round 4, and like I think that would be a good time to be like, okay, so she's decided she didn't grow up in Gateway, so that's like, a really opening moment to like, okay, so why is she here? What does she hope to accomplish?
Yeah.
It could
And
have
I
taken
think that-
Malcolm in a different direction,
Yeah.
I think, with the sort of question from just coming off of deciding he's a smuggler.
Yeah. I might end up moving the second intermission up around after that. So that it comes
Possible.
after tragedy and loss instead of after blessings and joy.
Mhm.
Just because hopes and desires, tragedy and loss, and blessings and joys is a long road to walk without an intermission, but
Mhm.
maybe it's fine. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think that kind of breaks it up in a different way, because if you kind of ignore the first round because it's just definitions, then you kind of have a 2-2-2 and then a final.
Yeah, and that's what it really ends up looking like on the page.
Yeah.
Because obviously, in terms of writing, round one is very small because it's just one question that everyone gets asked, and then all the other ones, there's 2 paired questions in each of 4 sections.
Right.
So I'm also not sure if I'm letting that illusion get to me, and saying that rounds 4, 5, and 6 looks longer to me because it's longer on the page. But 1, 2, and 3 is just as many questions.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But the most important question of all, as we're getting to the end of the night, did you have fun?
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
Excellent. Then I've done my job. And so I want to say, as we are closing things out here, because this is after 10 o'clock, thank you all for joining us, everyone who might be here on stream. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, let us know. If you're watching this on YouTube later, let us know in the comments. If you're in chat right now on Twitch, let us know there. You can also head over to our Discord, link below.
Yeah, our
and let
list
us know
hasn't
there.
been shooting off tonight, but you can find it in the panels.
Yeah, it's down in the panel somewhere. If you're on YouTube, it's down in the description, I think. But yeah, check out our Discord. We're on there a lot. I'm a stay-at-home dad now, so
I'm unemployed.
I'm
Hey,
Don't-
thanks, Check the Drive. I'm good at
hey,
doing things like setting up bot commands. Good job, me from past.
Good job, past Chris.
good job, past Chris. Not like current Chris.
Yeah, that asshole. What has he done for me lately?
Fuck.
What, are you breathing?
All right. Breathing? What an asshole.
Using up the world's air like he fucking owns it.
They're suffocating kids in Africa. So on that note, good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.